Topping our news tonight, a troubling report about the 2020 census. Black people may have been undercounted more than ever before. That's according to two new analyses coming from two different sources. Official data from the Census Bureau has not yet been released, but a simulation looked at estimates from the Bureau and compared them to results from 2010, finding that the black population may have been undercounted at a rate 3 times higher than in 2010. Another report also suggests that the undercounting of black children may be up to 10 times higher than a decade ago. Of course, this could cause severe issues in black communities when it comes to fair representation and funding. Later on in the show, we'll take a deeper dive into the discussion. The city of Boston pays a black man $1.3 million after police arrested him while he suffered a stroke. Boston's WBUR reports that back in 2019, 62-year-old Al Copeland pulled over after feeling distressed. Police approached his vehicle and found him unconscious. Instead of assisting the man, police assumed he was drunk and they arrested him. Once they took him to jail, Copeland could barely stand, and when officers left him to use the bathroom, he fell. He hit his head on the wall. Officers then left Copeland in the cell to, quote, sleep it off. A group of black farmers have filed to intervene in the Texas debt relief lawsuit. Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller filed a lawsuit over a $5 billion debt relief program that aims to help farmers of color. Miller argues that the program discriminates against white farmers. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack and his Justice Department have been defending the program, but now black farmers want to intervene in the suit because they do not believe the department can defend the survival of their farms efficiently enough. The lead levels in the tap water of a city filled with black residents has activists calling on state officials in Michigan to do more. The people of Benton Harbor face a higher level of lead contamination in their water than Flint had during its 5-year crisis. The Guardian reported this week on the city, and the city boasts about 9,700 residents. About 85% of those residents are black, and nearly half of them are poor. After officials warned residents not to use tap water for drinking, cooking, or bathing following the detection of lead levels up to 60 times the federal limit. 3 years ago, this report came out, and now an emergency petition is circulating asking the EPA to order safe water for Benton Harbor. Joining me now is one of the people behind the petition who's been on the front line, Reverend Edward Pinkney, the head of the Benton Harbor Community Water. Welcome to the show, Reverend Pinkney. This is a mind-boggling story. As head of the Benton Harbor Community Water, what's been your role and what's the hope behind the petition during this time?
Well, let me say this. If we had not filed that petition, I would not be talking to you today. That's how important the petition was. And matter of fact, filing that petition, we actually got people attention. And as a black city, they would care less about how bad the lead is in the water. They don't care about that. But if it was a white city, and if they put a little white woman on the stream with a little baby, howling and screaming about the lead, they would send in the Army, the Pentagon, FEMA, the Army Corps to try to correct this problem. But by it being a black city, they care less. Matter of fact, here's something that a lot of people don't know. The mayor of the city is black. And he's been trying to play this down for 3 years. For 3 years, he had told the people that the water is good to drink, knowing that the water was not good to drink. But yet and still, he told the people that the water was good to drink. What type of person would tell somebody something that the drink poison? It's all right to drink that poison. That's what he was saying to the community. Unbelievable.
Just to give people context about lead, because this is 5 times worse, I'm hearing, than it was in Flint. I did some reporting. I wrote a book, Nobody, that covered the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. There were lead levels in Flint, Michigan that were at 13,200 parts per billion. Just to give you some context for the audience, I know you know this, Reverend, the EPA says that water should have no more than 15 parts per billion of lead. 15, just 15. They had levels up to 13,000. And just so you don't think that was an outlier, the cleanest water they found in Flint had 300 parts per billion. So the cleanest water they had in Flint was 20 times what the EPA says you should have. Now in Benton Harbor, right now, they have 5 times what Flint had. When Reverend says that people are drinking poison, he's not being hyperbolic. He's not trying to get y'all hype. He's not trying to scare people. He's not being dramatic. It is water that is so bad that it will rust out the parts of an auto industry. Water bad enough to kill people. Reverend, what have you seen or not seen from local and state officials the past 3 years on the ground level? I ask that because you're concerned, community leaders and activists outside of you are also concerned. What are you seeing that has you so concerned?
Well, let me tell you the story, how all this started. And if it had not started like this, you and I would not be talking today. One of the Benton Harbor Council members' daughter came from Texas, and she wanted to take a bath. She turned the water on. It was like gold. The water was gold. She said, "What is wrong with this water?" And her mama said, "It's been like this at least 6 months." And she told, "You've been bathing in this type of water and have not reported it to anybody?" Her daughter called me. And when she called me, she told me about the water that her mom has been actually bathing in there, washing her hands in there. She had not been drinking it because in Benton Harbor, the word is don't drink the water anyway. But the thing was so important, nobody knew. Nobody really cared. So she took 2 quarts of water to the mayor, whose name is Marcus Muhammad, and gave it to him, and he refused to even look at it. By him not looking at it, the daughter called me back, and I told her to bring it to me, and I was going to send it to the University of Michigan biological lab and have them examine it. And when they examined it, in return, it had over 350 parts per billion of lead in that water. That was ridiculous.
Ooh. Again, and just for context, again, you said over 350. 300, yes. Remember, you're only supposed to have 15 parts per billion of lead. This water has 20 times, or more than 20 times the amount of lead you're supposed to have. 15 is the most you're supposed to have in a glass of water, and they got 300 some. That is a crisis. We're going to get Mayor Muhammad to issue a statement, to respond, to come on here, because what you're saying that you brought them the water and he's been non-responsive is something we need to get some answers for. Before you go, Reverend, real quick, what can we do to help? What can the public do? What can the nation do?
We have a GoFund page, and what we would like for everybody to do is go to that GoFund and contribute to something so we can start purchasing more water for the community. There's nothing more important at this time than making sure that we have clean water. And remember this, you cannot drink this water, you cannot brush your teeth with this water, you cannot cook with this water, you cannot bathe with this water, and you cannot fix any baby formulas with this water. You can do nothing with this water. It tells you, and it's so important that we get the language right. The governor, Marcus Muhammad, should be saying that the water is unsafe to drink. They won't say that. The water is unsafe to drink. And that's crucial.
The water absolutely, Reverend. We got to run, but I will. The water is unsafe to drink. Any water that's over 15 parts per billion is unsafe. We need to monitor what's happening in Flint, what's happening in Benton Harbor, what's happening around the country, because it is a crisis. It is a environmental crisis. It's a human rights crisis. It is a crisis of our democracy that people in the United States or any place in the world, because we're not special, that any place in the world could be denied access to clean drinking water. Reverend Pinkney, thank you so much for joining me on Black News tonight. Everybody, be sure to Yes, sir. Everybody, be sure to join the conversation. We want to hear from you. Head over to our BNC Instagram and Twitter pages. Let us know how you feel. Also, visit our website, bnc.tv, and subscribe to our YouTube page to check out clips from this show.